Today's video, I want to run through what you can actually buy under 550k south of the river of the Brisbane River. So, long story short, about 3 days ago, I just signed a client and I'm helping him look for his first home. His max budget is around that 530k mark, but he lives around Sunnybank and he really wants to still be able to get into the city by taking the M3, which is one of the main highways to get into Brisbane. Today I really want to go through some of the heat maps across Brisbane to show you what's going on with the Brisbane market, and also show you some examples of some townhouses that I'm looking for him at the moment. But I guess, long story short, the Brisbane market is really set for capital growth, because with what I'm going to show you, you're going to see the medium house price close to the cities getting as high as, $1 million. And then we're going to look at even like medium unit income, the medium price for units. And you're going to see them be up in that 500, 600K mark. So what I hear time and time again is a lot of sort of like buyer's agents and all of that, like taking clients to, Perth and Adelaide and all these regional towns to get capital growth, and they're going to be spending 800k or even 600k in these towns, when they can still buy in Brisbane under 650k. I literally just secured a property this week for myself for 517,000 on 760 square meters of land. It's only 30 minutes to Brisbane CBD, so I just thought I wanted to share that, because I know that, heaps of those, property spruikers or big companies are really pushing regional and going all the way out to, the middle of nowhere, when you can easily buy in the Brisbane market. It's got a lot of the fundamentals there. The trouble is you don't have to buy a course or anything to get it done. So check out these median prices for these units. And if you've got under 600k, really look at Brisbane as a market if you're looking to buy your next investment property. But before I jump into that, I do run a buyer's agency business. So if you're looking to buy a property in the Brisbane market, feel free to reach out through my website, book in a free strategy session. I'll sit down with you. I'll learn about your situation and I'll try to point you in the right direction, so then you can buy a property in the right location at the right price, so you can get that capital go. Get that capital growth and that rental yield. So let's jump into it. So let's open Suburbs Finder out. I really like looking at this heat map. It gives you a cool, just quick rundown on what's going on in the market. The data source for a domain, so it's pretty accurate. It's not too delayed. The property market is moving so quickly. So using realestate.com and domain can sometimes be, and RP data can sometimes slow you down when you're looking to buy an investment property, but it's always a good tool for this like initial look over like a whole market. So if we look at Brisbane, we can see medium house price 1.6, 1.4, 1 million. And this is about 20 kilometers out, and he's getting a medium house price at close to $1 million. For investor clients, I've been buying around these areas for under 600k. There's still pockets available, but at the same time, you just want to avoid some of these low socioeconomic areas. But today we're going to jump into unit prices, or more importantly, townhouse prices. So if we look at Brisbane, we can see, the unit market has been actually growing pretty strong over the last pretty much the last 12 months. It's had extreme growth, like 2-bedroom units in the inner city went from being, mid 500s into mid 600s. So the unit market has been pretty strong. I'm a little bit biased. I am more focusing on houses. I haven't been buying units for investors, but if you're buying for your next family home, investments, units can be all right, but if you can, I probably would always try to aim for getting a townhouse over a unit. It's that whole supply and demand thing. Like, there are units coming up all over the place. So, I live around Kangaroo Point, and I drive past about 4 development sites or 4 sites that are, they're currently in the middle of building high-rise units. So there's going to be a massive supply come through. But at the same time, I was talking to a guy the other day that's in the unit market, and he was saying you can't. He had a square meterage rate to build a unit, and he was sort of explaining to me you can't build units at the amount that they're selling for at the moment. So it's sort of the same situation like when you get the house and land package. In the house, you could buy a house and land package in a certain suburb, and it's going to cost you around $750K. But at the same time, you could just buy a house 3 years older for $600K. So there's a $150K difference, and I think that might be happening with the unit market. But I guess always just be careful. Don't overspend if you're getting a unit. But with the townhouses, that's the same scenario. The townhouse market is going crazy. I was very surprised. So 3-bedroom, 2-bath units in sort of Mount Gravatt East are selling for pretty much at $700K or $720. You can see the median price for a unit is at $550, so that's still about that price. But if you look at townhouses, you're looking at about $750K for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath unit. With this particular client, we've made our way all the way out to sort of Runcorn, Currabee, Runcorn. Not so much Sunnybank Hills, but there's a little pocket here where we can still get a townhouse for under $550K. As you go down this side, you're looking at pretty much close to $550 plus for a 3-bed, 2-bath townhouse. And then as you go down, you can probably say $480 for 3-bed, 2-baths. So that's really showing. One thing is why I'm really bullish on the house market for under $600K. Like, you can't go wrong because you're spending an extra $50 or $150K and you're getting a townhouse. So if we look at these, townhouses, these are the ones that I've shortlisted at the moment for him. So we've got this townhouse. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and they're aiming for around $520,000, I think. So we're going to go in and try throwing an offer and pick it up before the auction. The last sale in that complex was $535,000. So, I've really done my research and worked out, hey, that's actually pretty good buying at this stage. So sometimes in these scenarios, when you know your numbers, you can go in really hard with an offer. And then our second one, which I think is we're going to go and inspect tomorrow night, I think is awesome, is this little 3-bed, 1-bath. So it's currently under contract right now, and the buyers are being tricky with the sellers. They're trying to get them to fix all these things. So I'm kind of swooped in, sent them an offer, $10,000 under their current offer, but said to them, you don't need to fix these really minuscule things that really don't need to be fixed. So we might actually steal this off another buyer at $460,000. So the goal is always to spend less. For clients. So if we go through and we look at sort of Mount Gravatt East, and we can even go in and look at the sold section. Only about 3 months ago you could, or probably even be sooner than that, townhouses. I look at that 875, but that's quite a nice townhouse. But there is that capacity now. Like that's an insane number. But look, you can see 680 getting close to the 700, 820, 630. So there is still some capacity there, but and this is where I come back to, make sure that, this data you're looking at sometimes can be very outdated, because I look at this and I'm like, oh, wow, this is 630. But when you actually pick up the phone and you call agents, you can realize that it's more 700 now. And it really wasn't that long ago, August. But then at the same time, you can see how little stock comes through. There's been about 4 townhouses to sell over the last 6 months. So very little stock, and then with house prices going up, it's really driving these insane prices. And I guess where I want to go with this video is just showing you, like, and if you go into, we can say Camp Hill, this is about 10 kilometres out from Brisbane. You can see they're reaching close to $1 million there. That's quite a nice one. But 860, 990. And this is all happening, this all really happened over the last 6 to 12 months. 1 million. So, if you are, looking for your first home, or you're looking for an investment property, you've got 2 types there, like under 600K. You could either go for a inner city sort of style townhouse. By inner city, you're probably looking 20 kilometres out. Maybe have a buy-in under 400K. Try to avoid maybe Kingston and Logan Central and Woodridge, and try to get into these markets. It's like Sunnybank Hills, or even on the southeastern side, 580. Similar principle across the north side. I know I'm sort of just really going to break down the south side in this video. I don't want it to run over for too long, but you can really try to get your townhouse more sort of inner city, and you should get some good strong capital growth, and you'll get close to a 5% yield. But on average, you can see body corps probably around that $40 to $60 per week, more $60 per week. So you want to budget that. But the beauty about like the townhouse of the body corporates is that that $60 includes your insurance and like maintenance outside the property. So as an investor, it can cover some of those costs, but you definitely, I probably should mention, you should really walk around the townhouse complex and make sure that there is no big jobs in the pipeline, because if there is something big that needs to happen, those costs end up coming onto you through the body corporate payments. So while I've got this open, we'll just quickly run over the Brisbane market and just have a look at some medium house price. So Kangaroo Point, 0.2 as you go through, 1 million, 1.2. Nathan is, some reason, does never really pick up in pricing. Who knows? It's in a good location, but yeah, houses are just never selling in that little pocket. But you can see it's growing out. 8 Mile Plains 1.3, 1.8. And that's 3 mil. So even Wynnum West, medium house price 850. So you've got all these little pockets out here that are, you've still got a little bit of a runway to get in, and then you've got pockets on the Ipswich side to get in. So that really wraps it up. As you can see, medium house price across Brisbane is almost pretty much $1 million. And you can see the next phase for this is going to be the townhouse market to have this growth, or it's already having that growth. But I just wanted to share that to show you that you can still buy in Brisbane under 600K, whether you're looking at getting a townhouse, which is still like, which is actually a really strong market to get into. Or the second thing is there are still houses in the Brisbane area for under 650K. If you are looking to buy in the Brisbane area, reach out on the website www.envisionproperty.com.au, and thanks for watching.